Okay, everybody's got a fucking podcast. I mean, we have a podcast, so obviously anyone can do it.
Wait, this is a podcast?
Are you recording right now?
Technical difficulties.
No, you don't have to say anything. I'm gonna edit it out.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
I put mayonnaise on a pickle.
It was not the best, but it might have been the worst.
Do my feet? I mean, my feet stink, right?
Yeah. And white chicks.
Brought to you by a bunch of white guys.
It's like
fittingly.
it's like blackface, but acceptable.
Somehow. Despite all odds.
So if you need a refresher on this movie, the plot is roughly an ice cream bust goes wrong. They're in trouble at work. Marcus has problems with his wife. They mess up chauffeuring some girls. They disguise themselves as the girls. They proceed to be white chicks for the weekend. Hilarity ensues featuring Terry Crews getting some more trouble at work. They catch the bad guys. The end. It's really all there is to this movie. Not a ton of depth to it. It's for laughs, for sure.
What are you talking about? This is a heartwarming story about relationships and racial injustices and cross-dressing.
I mean, me personally, I was moved by the movie. Every time I watch it, I just get moved, you know. It inspires me to be a better version of myself and also be a white chick.
Yeah, I think I cry in that ending scene every time I've watched this.
I find her so stupid in that ending scene because she's like, Marcus, I got nothing to say to you. It's like, yeah, you didn't sit here, put a couple things together that he was like part of an FBI case. You're mad at him for working. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
So a little rant I've wanted to kind of do is, all right, so you go on Rotten Tomatoes. It is a 15% on the tomato meter of 126 reviews and a 55% audience score of 250,000 plus ratings.
And that's unfair.
It's unfair. If you look at the reviews for this, some of the reviews, predictable farce isn't very funny or original. Most gags are as weak as they are derivative, offering little incentive to suspend one's belief. And as far as the gender politics, well, you can only imagine.
What was this review in 2023?
It's Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, this is 2006, 2010. Compliments the awfulness of its protagonist's Caucasian camouflage with putrid bathroom humor, pitiable romance, and brainless racial social commentary.
What?
Fuck all that.
Who the fuck has...
Have they ever watched a comedy before? Like, have they
Exactly.
laughed once in their life?
Who the fuck has their panties in a goddamn bunch
Exactly. So,
on this movie?
what I'm saying
Rotten
is,
Tomato user.
That's like going and being like critique of the fucking scary movies.
Right, exactly.
It's a goddamn comedy.
If you compare a comedy, just a comedy movie, to an actual, like a real movie, it's the same as comparing, like, NFL to Pee Wee football. Like,
Man,
they're two
It's
different
hardly
products.
the same sport.
Right. They're two different products. So that being said, obviously the plot's not amazing. There's not a whole lot of depth. But that's not what it's designed for. It's funny. That's all it's supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to win the fucking best picture. It was supposed to get people watch it and make them laugh. If you go into it with your snobby movie reviewer attitude and watch it, then yeah, you're going to be disappointed, and that's your own fault. Comedies need to be in their own goddamn rating system, which I intend on that being a podcast we do. Is like coming up with comedy criteria, and this is how a comedy rates. Obviously handicapped to compare to like actual movies. But movies shouldn't all be rated on the same scale, and that's why we don't fucking rate movies on this podcast anymore. Because I just feel too pretentious doing it and too stupid when I like something everyone hates.
The closest we've been getting lately is I would watch it again out of 10.
Pretty much.
That's about as close as we're getting.
Yeah. So let's fucking talk about white chicks. And by the way, if it was so bad, budget of $37 million, and worldwide and United States combined, $113.1 million. So they made some fucking money. It did its job.
Yeah, triple budget, it's profit. Everyone wins.
If you look at this like kind of era, this early 2000s, all the scary movies, what did they get up to? 4 or 5 of them?
Well, if we're talking about the ones with the Wayans involved, I think that's only
Pretty much
two.
just them, yeah.
That's just the two.
Okay.
Yeah, because after that, Wayans weren't. I don't think the Wayans were involved in 3 and 4 because that's when they started having like Charlie Sheen and
No, okay. So, I mean, what I found on Wikipedia, Scary Movie just said 2000 to 2013. Something called My Wife and Kids, which I had not heard of, honestly.
You've never heard of My Wife and Kids?
No.
Huh.
I've heard of My Wife before. I didn't know I had kids
my
rolling
wife,
around.
I know. Yeah, I don't have any kids.
Huh. Okay.
White Chicks, obviously, 2004. Little Man, 2006, which I don't think I ever watched, but
It's
I mean,
not.
they kind of own the era there. And if we're talking 2004 comedies, notable. 51st Dates, Starsky and Hutch, Mean Girls, Shaun of the Dead, Soul Plane, Dodgeball, The Terminal, Napoleon Dynamite, Anchorman. There's the other Anchorman movie that they made out of deleted scenes. And Meet the Fockers. So they had some competition that year.
Those are some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
And
Those are some
did
classics.
Yeah.
well. So fuck all you movie reviewers. We're here to talk about movies, not to fucking run them into the ground. We just say what we feel about the movie, but who cares about this stupid rating shit? I don't know. It just pretends.
And if we happen to run a movie into the ground, then we probably have a reason.
Yeah. And again, I always say, we all have movies that, are bad that we like anyway.
Yep.
Never Die Alone. I'm not. Just look around here.
Tyler's forgotten
Hey.
every movie
Hey.
he's ever seen all of a
In that
sudden.
exact moment, I'm like, what the fuck?
Little fun thing is that there's an actor that was in Never Die Alone who was also in this movie as well. The Drew Sidor, who played Michael Ealy's character's little sister, the one that got shot in the stomach.
Oh, okay.
She plays the friend of
Gina?
Is that the
wife?
The wife? Yeah,
Yeah.
her friend.
Yeah.
That's always with her.
Oh, okay. Nice. So, yeah.
That's an odd connection there.
That is-
For that
It
to
is
have been
an odd-
brought up. Look at that.
Yeah.
Little fun fact, I guess.
What are the chances? The Spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just-
Listen, I like stuff that looks neat. That's my only criteria.
Yeah. I know. I like all. I mean, the John Wick movies. I don't know that anyone would consider master class in cinema or anything, but I love those. And they're just killing people the whole time.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, you got to kill a person from time to time,
Sure, we've all been there.
yeah.
All been there. Can either. Just go on. So some of the special feature stuff on this one. Not a ton. I mean, they talked about a lot, but it's all. We'll be here all day if I list everything, right? So they said the makeup process started out at 7 hours a day for
Jesus.
shooting. They got it down to 5, so average right around 5 hours a day. Their older brother, Keenan Ivory Wayans, director. So just a whole family affair.
Got to keep it in the family.
That family probably has a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, who knows anymore? I mean, a lot of people, they lose out by taking bulk sum stuff rather than getting royalties. So that's
true.
for
That's
a
fair.
lot of people kind of lost in that 2000s era. But
That's like all the actors of A Christmas Story did that. They sold just all their rights to the movie just for a lump sum because they didn't think it was going to do that good. And look, now it plays 24 hours every
Yeah.
Christmas
Yeah.
on 2 channels.
Well, and part of the reason it does that is because they didn't
Because they
have as
sold.
much money wrapped up in royalties. So
Well, and Peter Billingsley, I believe, was the kid, right? Ralphie?
I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what his name was.
So Bill Burr for F is for Family works with Peter Billingsley. I was listening to Bill Burr talking on some podcast. I don't remember what. It was a long time ago, but he said royalties wise, he get that dude, and he said it very roundabout. As he's like, let's just say a guy I know. Who has a movie that plays for 24 hours, and it's like, okay, well, what other fucking movie plays for 24 hours? You gave it away right there. He's like, he gets something like 7 cents. He gets a check for change. It was like, yeah.
that's rough.
Yeah.
Costs more to ship you out the check than when you're actually getting paid.
Right.
At that
Stamp
point.
costs
Like-
It's like you
more.
don't have direct deposit. Like you can't just
Right.
Like
send it
7 cents,
over.
I just tell them, you know what, just keep it.
Yep.
Just keep it.
invest it.
Roll it over.
Invest
yeah,
it.
put in an account for me. You got any high
Se-
interest accounts?
7 cents, that's about how much I made on my savings
Yep.
in
Yeah.
1 year.
Yeah, last year I think I got 4 cents in savings. So they said the guy in the first scene, the big ice cream guy that they fight, Marlon was saying in the commentary that guy's like an actual fighter, And that dude was like, "Come on, hit me!" Like they were actually like swinging on that dude. So that's kind of funny.
You got to be a hard dude to just be like, "No, it's fine. We might have to take a couple takes here, but punch me, hit me, do it."
Yeah, and Marlon's just punching him in the face. All right, great.
Let's do it.
And apparently Marlon broke a rib when he was putting the pants on. He said he was like standing on a chair in one take and he fell and broke his rib.
Oh.
So that's fucked.
The things we do for fashion.
The things we do for And then they said most of this was shot in Vancouver, Canada, and so a lot of the scenes were really cold. In that beach scene specifically, they said everybody was freezing, but they're all walking around out there in bikinis. And so as soon as cameras were not rolling, everybody's in big old coats and shit. The girl at the bar, the news lady up at the bar at the beach, like if you watch, you can see her teeth kind of chattering between takes, and she's really trying to hide it. So that's just kind of funny. They had to shoot the running scene where Kevin is chasing down that purse snatcher. They had to keep reshooting it because he kept catching up to the ATV that was holding the camera.
He's running too fast.
And they had to cut the whole dildo scene if they wanted to keep the PG-13 rating. So it's in the uncut stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I was just saying uncut versus the regular PG-13 version. They cut the two little boys looking up their skirts, like it's not in the Max version.
Understandably.
Bush balls.
Gross.
I think those were supposed to be the same boys that were at the beach, but they're older. He said they shot that footage like a year later of the. He's like, those are the same kids. They just grew up. So
at least they were still willing to come up, I guess.
Yeah. The dildo thing. And then not in the Max version, the 4 drinks that get ordered, the panty dropper, the screaming orgasm, the slow comfortable screw, and the blue balls on the rocks. And also the Latrell that slept with after he slept with the white dude, and the dude's in the lobby in a wheelchair. And he grabs him and he's like, "I fell." So I just thought the things they had to cut was interesting.
And that's interesting because I only ever recall seeing the movie with those scenes in them.
Right. Yeah. Well,
that's why it was kind of odd to go back through them again. I was like, I'm missing some of the things I remember cracking up on. But
because I got the DVD, I watched it on there, and it says uncut or whatever. And like I'm pretty sure when it was on Netflix,
it was uncut.
Back in the day,
yeah,
it was uncut.
I think so.
Yeah.
But now since HBO Max had to change to Max, maybe they have to be more PC.
Maybe, but I mean, Sopranos is still on there, and Tony Soprano is still raw dog and hookers. So I don't know.
I mean, raw dog and hookers is okay.
Anyone can do that. That's a G activity.
An American pastime. It's as American as
Would
baseball.
you censor baseball?
Yeah, would you censor baseball?
I mean, I think we should get it off our televisions because it's, just a boring hazard.
Wow, we could be angering all 6 of our listeners right now, Simon.
No.
Oh, they're already boycotting Bud Light.
Yeah, all 6 of us are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so interesting. Likes, dislikes, movie. What do you got?
I really like just how you could not possibly get away with making this movie today.
No, not at all.
Both just with the cross-dressing aspects, the white face aspects. Just none of it is something anyone is ever gonna get away with from this point moving on forward. But I also I don't know, their type of comedy that they have in general, the Wayans Brothers, is just like really nice and easy, and it's just that like hanging out with your friends shooting the shit kind of thing. And that's why like this is one of those movies that has lines that have stuck in my head for 15 years at this point, wherever we're at.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's things that I'd carried from this movie that probably get used like once a week at least.
Yeah.
There is only one movie that can come into a close comparison to White Chicks when it comes to whiteface, and that it would be the opposite, and that would be Tropic Thunder.
Right.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is a mad lad for getting away with that. I mean, he really didn't. He did get roasted quite a bit. There was an uproar, but
well, at least he never went full retard.
Well, that's true.
Have you ever seen Jamie Foxx do the Robert Downey Jr. impression? I think he's on Rogan and he's talking about calling Robert Downey Jr. about it. I don't know. I'm not gonna slaughter it. But
That's another one that would not be able to be done today. That movie would be boycotted so fast, and he would be canceled so quickly.
oh yeah.
But like, it's funny because just everyone finds it funny, is acceptable. You
Yeah.
know, there's been
Well, because he's Iron Man.
yeah, there's been kind of
He got the redemption arc. He got off of as many drugs as he was doing at the time.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
he had a little bit of a redemption arc.
there's been a couple ways where people try to go back and cancel him before that, and then people were like, nah.
You don't cancel Iron Man.
It's already J, baby. We
Yeah.
let him ride.
Yep. That and yeah. I mean, and you don't cancel the Wayans. I mean,
No.
Yeah.
and nobody cares about whiteface.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Who cares about white people anyway?
I
Not
can't
me.
imagine many white people wrote in letters complaining about this.
They prob-
None at all.
I think more white people enjoyed the movie, probably.
Yeah. Once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair.
Mm.
Yeah. No. Likes for me. I mean, I love it. It's funny. It is one of those things where you watch it as an adult, and I think like when you're a teenager and it's kind of forbidden fruit. You know, you're like, oh, it's so fucking funny.
It's
like,
got
you
that
laugh
appeal,
at every
yeah.
little thing, and it's one of those things when you watch it as an adult, and you're like, oh, okay. There's more gaps
Yeah.
between the laughs because
You can see where they
You
were
don't
like,
laugh
we
at
need
just
some
everything.
lowbrow laughs to fit us, between
Right.
these next couple of scenes.
That's like with this movie. Anytime I hear that 1,000 Miles song,
Yeah.
where my mind goes to Terry Crews every single time.
Yeah.
Every
time.
The first note
Like-
I hear of that is just Terry Crews singing that song.
And you're just immediately like, "Da-na-na-na-na-na." Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
And honestly, that's been so social medialized. I don't even laugh at that scene anymore. Like of him singing, I'm just like, yes, I get it. The large black man is singing the girl song. I get it.
And I get that too. It's just because it's become such a thing. But I remember, I think there was some thing. I can't remember if it was just like a talk show or whatever. But where he like actually played the piano and like sang the song, and it was like a thing. I can't remember what that was on, but
there was
think it was a show.
called
Yeah. Okay.
there was a show called Lip Sync Battle,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it survived, but it was John Krasinski's show. Like he produced it and everything, and like they had Chrissy Teigen and LL Cool J like hosting.
classic.
And yeah, I remember that was on for a bit, and they got some fun bits out of it. But yeah, I mean, honestly, you just how long are you gonna go on with that? I bet it survived though, just because that's how content is these days.
Yeah.
Is the trashiest shit. But
Hey, maybe we can take a pointer.
yeah, just do the trashiest.
We can
Yeah.
just be
Yeah.
degenerate crisis.
Let's get some hookers in here.
yeah,
Like a fucking Howard Stern show.
pull in homeless people off the street and interview them.
Have
What's
you
the-
seen this movie? What's a movie?
What's the worst thing you've ever done for crack?
And they're like, be on this podcast.
Every
Cut.
get a prostitute in here and just be like, all right, stand over there. Now for every hot dog that I make in your mouth,
Oh,
that's
no.
$100 towards a boob job.
Oh no. Playing darts with hot dogs. Yeah. If you had to throw any dislikes out, I would just say some of the jokes are tough, but it's just played out because it's just older. You just know all the jokes. You
Yeah.
know? And just sometimes it's a little too obvious that the plot is just the vehicle to get the next joke in.
Yeah.
You know.
Gina might as well not exist as far as the rest of the story works outside of it just being he's got a wife, he's gonna learn something from being dressing up
being
as
a
the
white
Wilson
chick.
sisters. Yeah, I think we could all, deep down, I think we could all learn something if we
Just were a white chick for a
we were
day.
white
To be
chicks for a little
woman.
while.
Infiltrated a group
It
of
would
rich
also
women.
probably be helpful if you were like a really rich white chick too.
Yes.
I think that is
Oh,
probably
absolutely.
the unspoken benefit.
Yeah, imagine like white chicks but with like poor chicks. And then they still gotta like, dress up and all that bullshit and like go to work and be a cashier at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Go home to
You're
live
just
it.
like pulling the fucking thong out of your shit all day. And you're like, God damn it.
You go home just to live the rest of your night in your trailer park.
Yeah.
In your single trailer, your single wide trailer.
It doesn't come to a head for like 2 months. And you're like, God, I'm sick of working at fucking McDonald's. It sucks. All right, it's a bad trailer. I've explained it a couple times. I just feel like I gotta explain it. So,
Yeah.
just if a movie, we've all seen a trailer where it's like, oh, that movie looks good. It looks like it's gonna kind of go in this direction. And sometimes it just goes in a completely different direction. It's not really any good. So my bad trailer for this movie would just be like a serious cop movie, you know, or like kind of go like Bad Boys-esque almost, you know, just go on that buddy cop like, you know, intense movie. And
Yeah, big cinematic score and everything with like the running pursuit with I think that was Kevin chasing down the purse snatcher and kind of the ending fights and all that.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, bad trailer I had was just take this all as like a super like high tension like fashion drama kind of thing. So it's just like all the cuts of them like getting the clothes, getting dressed up, the Vandergelts kind of doing like their roasting and stuff when they first come to that like magazine reception kind of thing.
Yeah.
So just framing as like this is like a cutthroat like fashion weekend and they have to get to the top to get into the fashion show at the end of the weekend.
So I don't necessarily have a bad trailer, but I got an idea for what would have made an interesting trailer for the movie.
Sure.
If it was only just 2 scenes in the trailer. But the first scene of the trailer is where Terry Crews is standing over what's his face? Where you see his junk.
Giant man
And
dingo.
then the next scene is just going to the old boy in the wheelchair.
yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
then it just says white chicks. Which would be a bad movie trailer, but I think it'd be a great
Fantastic
porno trailer.
Oh no.
Yep. You got it.
Great porn trailer. It'd be like if you just saw the thumbnail of the porno, it's just a one white girl on the couch and 7 black guys standing behind
Oh
the couch.
jeez.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. We've all been there.
Like on the couch?
Well, no, I mean we've.
Oh.
Well, I've
mean,
been
we
there.
were
I don't
just-
want to speak
we were
to everyone
just on the
else.
couch, yeah.
we were on the couch.
I got multiple couches, so if you need a porn location, hit me up. ConsequenceHotline@yahoo.com.
Follow us on Patreon for more content.
Bad summary. Just badly summarize the movie. Like you get the point, but you get the point, but not really. So I just said Bad Boys with more jokes.
Yep, that's fair. I had husband explores cross-dressing to better understand himself and his marriage.
Yeah,
Victoria's Secret runway models.
there you go.
There you go.
Bad casting. I just said you put Jason Bateman and Will Arnett in there. They still got the buddy cop thing going on, but obviously it doesn't work because they're not Wayans.
Right.
So
See, I was like, we have to stick with brothers no matter what, right? So let's throw like James and Dave Franco in there instead of the Wayans brothers,
okay,
and then
sure.
it just gets to be a little bit of that like kind of awkward humor rather than, any of those actual like punchline kind of things.
yeah,
I would say Christopher Maloney, guy from SVU,
okay,
and Ice-T. It's the 2 main characters.
all right.
Man, Ice-T definitely could have a place in this movie, though. I can 100% see that. We could fit him in.
It'd be white chicks SVU.
2 things. One, there's a fucking hilarious John Mulaney bit where he's talking about SVU, and he's talking about Ice-T seems to have to learn a lesson every week, and he's talking about like, you mean this dude gets off with little girls with pigtails? And he's like, yeah, Ice, you work in the sex crimes division. You're gonna have to get used to this sort of thing. And also, if we're sticking to brothers, like you said on the casting, I would say
When you say brothers, you mean brothers or black people?
I mean,
brothers
familial.
biologically. I was just thinking of 2 things. 2 things came to my head, and it's just from watching the NBA. Because there's a couple sets of brothers in the NBA, right? So, I like the Wagner brothers. As if anybody watches the NBA, you'll know. But like, there's a guy Mo and Franz, and they're both like younger dudes. I think they're both on the Magic. And then surely you know who Blake Griffin is.
Yeah.
Right. He has a brother who like didn't make it in the NBA, but like he was in there for a minute, and I just think it'd be funny. Both Griffin brothers. Yeah.
Sure.
And there's the Lopez brothers, which they're both just like they're both 7-footers, and it'd just be funny if they're trying to dress up as girls, and no one believes them.
Like a 5'5".
See, that's the thing. It's like with something like this, it's just already so unreal that they're able to like pretend that the Wayans brothers dressed up as these girls like look anything like the Wilson sisters.
Right.
So yeah, just making it even more ridiculous, unlikely, impossible. And really, that's where they probably could have even done a worse job at dressing them up by the end of the movie,
Right.
just to show that even like their characters had given up trying to keep up the appearance. I feel like that would have been really good. They're barely colored in, the wig's like half off or whatever, none of the makeup.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been good.
Yeah. Quotes, because I mean that's what we're here for. After
What
all,
we're here
right?
for.
Hold my poodle. Teach him how to say Quiero Taco Bell. Thanks, Rico Suave. Oh, they want to talk about mothers. Your mother's so stupid she exercises when she could just get liposuction or something.
I didn't know you could just do that.
Your mom's so stupid she went to Dr. Dre for a pap smear. I think is just great.
Dr. Dre, my coochie's doing the beatbox. Oh, man.
I love when he's running in the bathroom. Move, bitch! That is without does not
all
fail.
acting drops. Just shoves her out of the way. Move, bitch!
It just the Terry Crews thing can get old. Both the dancing in the nightclub and the singing.
Never.
The every joke in this movie I can get tired of, but every time he shoves a fragile white woman in high heels out of the way and says, "Move, bitch!" It gets me every time.
Lands every time.
Once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair, of course.
Classic.
Hey, yo! You do that again, I'm a bust! Out in tears. That don't mean I got to go out with Buffy the White Girl Slayer. If you need protection, tell Latrell there's an extra shower curtain in the bathroom. Bring the Vaseline and the straight razors. These bitches on some other shit. And then just, you mean you're not white. So.
Didn't somebody tell you this is an all-white event?
Yeah.
Everything is fine, just a case of PMS when Gomez and Harper roll in there.
Yeah. I love that when they're like, damn, this girl's strong. He's just sitting there.
You know what? Let's talk about their business model, right? The strippers whose part of their gimmick is to try and kidnap you. Like, that's not a selling point. Like, I don't care what type of fantasy you're going for. I don't know if opening up with potential kidnapping is going to do it for you. Yeah. You're missing the best quote, though. Or, one of the better quotes out of this is at the end, where it's like, "You mean to tell me you're not, I'm not a woman. White?"
Yeah.
The deception! You deceived me!
No, you're right.
It's rough. It cracks me up every time, just because he's so unfocused on the fact that it was a man and just that it wasn't a white person. Yeah,
It's just it's
you,
slaps,
you have
know
the
what I mean?
quotes, you have the general ideas. We've kind of covered it there.
Yeah. I'd say if any scene goes on too long, it's probably the first one.
Yeah,
The two dudes in the shop. They were saying in the commentary how he's like that was a guy in their neighborhood growing up, and they've always wanted to do that character.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that is great, but I don't know that it landed much with me.
yeah. And that's just in the ice cream shop in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Because the scene where he like starts getting on top of like the counter, he's like, "Azul, como se llama, papi?
Yeah.
¿Por qué?"
Right.
That's one of those lines that's rent free in my head at least once a week.
They said there was like a 15 minutes in there, then they cut it down a lot.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god.
I'm
15 minutes
so
would have been
glad
too much.
that scene wasn't 15 minutes.
Yeah, because even what was there, I mean, it definitely dragged a little bit, but it had kind of some funny bits.
Yeah. Do you think he was about to do all that cocaine?
Oh yeah.
Because he just went, he's like, a pure. And I was like, wait, so if that was.
Cocaine.
Coke,
Well, number one,
you
the
were just-
consistency,
you were just
it's
going
cold.
for it? Yeah.
Like, they're really.
It's runny, it's wet.
They failed at their job to begin with. One of the other things I looked up, so. I think it was Marcus, or no, it was Kevin. He was talking to Denise, the reporter,
Yeah.
and he was like, "My name is Kevin. I work for the FBI. I make $30K after taxes." I was like, "There's no way you're working at the FBI and making only $30K." And then I looked it up, and there's special agent postings in Ohio. That's
About 30K?
$36K.
Jesus Christ.
I was
That's
like,
like-
no.
Bro, that's like $12 an hour.
I was like, you're losing. You're getting a job title and you're losing.
That's crazy.
Special agent, $36,000.
Jesus Christ.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to Dave, our
Our FBI guy, our resident.
Yeah, I mean, times are rough.
Yeah. He's got a family to support.
Is that NSA though? Technically. What is listening on the computer? That I mean, I guess it could be FBI too. Wiretaps, right?
Yeah.
I'd tap your wire.
Okay.
There's an image for you.
I don't know. I found it interesting that the amount of interviews I saw where they're like, "Oh yeah," and then they came up behind me and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's what's her face?" And I was like, I don't know. To me, they look just fucking hideous.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any way this should have worked. It's a comedy movie. We're not being dicks, but just the all the interviews on the behind the scenes shit, where everybody's like, "Oh wow, yeah, they look great." And I'm like, no, they didn't.
They look
And-
great.
but- and maybe
they
it's-
look great, but would you fuck them?
And maybe it's
That's what
different.
Marlon Wayans kept saying. He's like, man, I look good for a white girl. It's like,
But you know,
alright.
if you spend some time with them, you know, if you were on set with them, after a while, it probably starts to like look normal at least.
Sure.
Maybe not good, but like they look like a normal person, and like the illusion maybe starts to
Right.
shatter in your brain somewhere. But
yeah, and they definitely look like women, just like bad looking women.
yeah, sure.
Very ugly.
If
women.
you put me in whiteface, I think, and you know, dressed me up, gave me a set of tits, I think
You'd
know,
just
we'd
be-
have roughly the same result.
it would just be you on a Friday night, regardless. but-
Right? You know, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
You want to get out of here?
I don't know why you would you just putting his business all out there.
I'm
like
trying to
that.
help him promote. You know.
I mean, come on.
Promote what? I'm not just putting out a service here. I'm a whole person behind this.
He's putting out a service.
Ah. And if you'd like to partake,
Inquiries at consecrateshotline@yahoo.com. So, I skip ahead a little bit here, but I absolutely love when Kevin chases down the purse snatcher.
yeah,
Just like everything about it screams, man. Like when he's
the
chasing him down.
posture, the
All that,
huffing, he's
and
like,
he's like,
grunting. Yeah. It's like this is like a grown ass man in pursuit. This is not. It's not even close. But yeah, so entertaining and honestly so much better just knowing that they had to keep reshooting the scene
Yeah.
just because he was booking it too much. The ATV couldn't keep up.
Well,
That's
no,
so
And you would
good.
think they'd speed the ATV up, but
no.
Well, and the thought that like the ATV guy is like back there and he's going, "Hoo, hoo," and he's like, "Oh fuck, hey, come on!"
Speed up, speed up. Get nervous.
Yeah. I don't know what's your favorite joke of the movie?
it's a hard one.
I don't know. The once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair.
that's-
It's
I mean,
been
that's-
been like a
I
staple
know.
in the friend group for like the entire life there.
Sure.
The move bitch also.
Yeah.
That comes up quite a bit. I like the when the girls were coming to like the hotel room and they're like trying to get ready real quick. And they're like shouting at him through the door. He's like, "We're just shaving our feet and braiding our vaginas."
Yeah. Dude, that
That one always cracks me up.
looked like some shit out of a horror movie. Cause like he's like no shirt and like something about the color not being behind the eyes and just having a rubbery face on
Yeah,
just looks like
some Hannibal Lecter.
yeah for sure.
The scene when what's his face like just picks up the panties and just
Yeah, I think that was Harper. Yeah,
The
he's like, "Wow, you really are disgusting."
wait the interaction between those two agents where it's like always one of them asks a question to get the other one answered, then the other one never answers a question.
Yeah, because he's always just like, "Oh, you're gross."
That's just
Why
like
does
that
that- why does
high
that-
school would you rather type shit. And it's great.
That sounds like some conversations we've had before where it's just like one person answers and the other person's like, I'm not answering that.
well, that's
Neither. You're fucking gross. It's like, come on.
that's our buddy Charles. He just goes like, "I would not do it." I'm like, "Well, no, that's not an option. You got to pick one." And like, no, that shit's gay. And I'm like, come on, man, just play along.
I gotta say that what we do need to do is like looking at the club scene and the dance off.
Yeah.
You know,
Try those drugs.
we need to get, I think, a synchronized dance. We need to get some choreography
Yeah.
done. So if this situation ever does arrive, you know, to where we need to have like a dance battle against some people that were prepared. Because I mean, they had like 6 different sets each, you know, that they were ready to bust out.
Well,
So-
hold on.
You know,
the girls that were about to lose only had 1 set.
Well,
Because they just gave up once
Yeah.
they found out that they had another set of moves.
And to be fair, we would probably think we look better in our minds, but then to everyone else, we just look like that scene on It's Always Sunny with the when they were like doing the musical or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They were drunk at the
man.
talent show.
oh,
Yeah. And then Mac thinks he's like belting out a note. And then it goes to him, and it's like,
like,
his like suit's ripped off, and he's like sweating, he's fat, and he's like
I feel like that would just be us.
Yeah.
probably, and that's okay. I can live with that. I just need you guys to be on board with it.
Are we gonna take a hip hop dance class? Is that what we're getting from this?
Yeah, no, I really want to spend more time with you guys. So the hip hop dance class, we actually have a lesson here in like an hour and a half. So
Shit. Okay.
We gotta
Alright,
get going.
Well, we gotta finish this up.
Well, that would be nice to know ahead of time.
if I told you, you'd never show up.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to change, but yeah.
I'll meet you guys there.
Sure. He's not going to meet us.
He's
There.
not coming. I love everything about the auction. When they auction off the girls.
Mm-hmm. That definitely wasn't
what that says about me, but
an awkward thing. It's like,
They're onto a good business model here.
She goes, "Give me a pat." Just like patting him on the back, and then they smack her in the face with the powder. She's like, poof.
How would you not know that
Yeah.
your face is just coated? Also, what is that? Like, what is the powder?
Dude,
What is it for?
It's a woman thing for sure. My wife. It's funny the girl shit that you miss because you're not a girl. Because my wife just like cackled there, and it's obviously funny that like just get hit in the face with powder. But I also just don't understand. Like she cackled forever, on that one, and I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, no, yeah, she got powder.
Yeah, I
face.
get it.
It's-
Makeup, yeah.
it's funny, yeah. But it looks like Jason's researching in real time.
It appears to be for nose contouring and highlights. Maybe.
Huh.
So you get like some light stuff on the bridge of your nose or on the sides of your nose, and then right down the middle, and it makes your nose maybe look a little bit smaller or change the shape of it.
I mean, cocaine does the same thing.
well, sure. Well, cocaine will just make your nose fall off. I think
After so long, yes, but that's only excessive
that's probably what
use.
happened to Michael Jackson's nose.
That's excessive use.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Jackson also turned white, so I mean, is he the real life white chicks?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
was
I believe
because
that's what that Rotten Tomato user said. Wayans takes one unfunny joke and runs with it far beyond the realms of plausibility to a point where even Michael Jackson would draw the line.
Yep.
that's a
And
good
that's
one.
a low bar.
That's a good one.
A plotless romp of Manolo wobbling, oh my god yipping, and broadly comic attempts to conceal that unsquashable manly lust and slangin' machismo.
Listen, if I need a
fuck is
thesaurus,
Those
Wait,
weren't even like
wait.
sentences.
if
Those
I
were-
need a
what does that even
thesaurus
mean?
to read your review and understand what you're talking about, you did it wrong.
Laura Sinegra, Village Voice, top critic. Fuck that girl.
Fuck her.
Read that again. Run that back again.
Is so many words. I don't know if I want to.
Yerbidin gadlabdu, shigagaba.
Like I heard the first few, and
Rutabaga.
I thought like, okay, I can use context clues to figure this out. Then I heard the rest, and I'm like, no.
There's no
A
context.
plotless romp. Okay.
I know what a romp is.
Of Manolo, Manolo, wobbling, whatever Manolo wobbling is. Oh my god, yipping. Okay, so like white girl, like
Yas girl. Yas girl. Yas.
that was so funny when he kept hitting her on the arm. By the way,
Beating the shit out of Denise. She stood no chance.
and broadly comic attempts to conceal that unsquashable manly lust and slangin' machismo.
What is
That is the part that does it for. Wait, hold on.
unsquashable manly lust and
Slanging.
slanging?
They're attempting to conceal that unsquashable manly
Slanging. How do you
lust.
spell that? Slanging.
Machismo.
Yes.
Machismo.
You didn't expect to be learning something on the Content Crisis podcast, but we're gonna
We
we're gonna
do our
learn.
best to not let you.
Yeah.
But here's someone with some sense. I still found this hilarious. If this is ever on the TV, airline, flight, or available on a streamer, I'm always watching. Oh, that's from April 7th, 2022. Good on you.
That was probably me.
Good on you, Tatiana Albandos.
Yep, that is one
Albandos?
of my many aliases.
Nice. What you got
Wait,
over there?
are you sure it's not machismo, like macho?
I think it's a K sound. Machismo?
Machismo?
Usually when it's like that, I mean,
Machismo?
it depends on the... When you have an O at the end, I'm pretty
Regardless,
sure
Mitochondria.
It's referring to basically the same thing macho stands for, manly.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, this person just wanted to fucking sound smart. They had their goddamn fucking dictionary in front of them, like,
Yeah.
They just did a word swap. They took a normal small brain person sentence and then they
It's like
just
a-
threw it in and was like, change all these words to sound
it's
big
like
brain.
a goddamn English teacher wrote this shit.
Yeah.
Again, shouldn't need a thesaurus to understand.
This is Sinegra? Yeah. Yeah, Laura is definitely
The
that.
walls were blue. What does that mean?
The walls were
It means the
blue.
walls are fucking blue, bitch.
It means the artist was depressed. Damn it.
Well, that too, but that was just,
Let's
with
see.
the letter that came
The
out
Village Voice. Is the Village Voice even around anymore? We're gonna ruin this Laura girl's life.
after. We're coming for you, Laura.
Since
Fucking Laura.
Okay, so it's around. It's around.
Ah.
Uh,
Let's find out her net worth.
Find out her address.
Yeah, let's just Google her for one.
Find out her address.
Laura Sinegra. I hope she's washed up. Damn it.
Oh no, she's successful.
Is she attractive?
It looks like she's an author at Spin now.
Ugh.
Is she attractive? That's the question.
Well, see, I don't know if this is her per se, because there's a couple different results. We
Oh
have
no.
we have multiple Lauras here.
They're all
They
acceptable
all do
though.
seem to look okay. So that's unfortunate.
They're all decent, and we're the ugly ones.
Well, sometimes
Um,
we lose, so
There's
what
6
can you do?
Laura Sinegra profiles on LinkedIn.
okay, we'll just look at it and figure out which one looks like they would use this type of wording.
Oh, okay, Rotten Tomatoes, Laura Sinegra. What? I should have just stuck to Rotten Tomatoes, huh?
you fool.
Yeah. Movie reviews only 2000. Okay.
What's her highest rated movie? What is she like?
It looks like she hasn't reviewed movies since, like, the latest one she did was 2008.
Thank God.
Wait, what the fuck? The other half, 2008. Posted August 3rd, 2004.
Time
She's a
traveler.
goddamn time traveler.
Rotten Tomatoes, you gotta do some cleanup, eh?
Yeah.
She's a goddamn time traveler.
2005.
Wait, is she a skinwalker?
I hope so.
She might be a fucking skinwalker.
You know, are the Wayans brothers not skinwalkers? They're walking around on someone else's skin.
I mean, we're all walking around in skin.
Oh, fuck! She still does review
I am
movies.
just a meat Gundam, really.
2000. Her latest review. It hasn't been in a minute, though. March 13th, 2021 was the last movie she reviewed.
Maybe she got hit by a car.
Maybe she got COVID.
Title.
Maybe
Was
got hit by a
Face.
car covered
had-
in COVID.
The car had COVID.
Right, the car had COVID.
The title was Face, the year 2002. Never heard of that movie. She
No.
gave it a 63%.
And that's
Then
her
we
best score.
then we probably don't want to watch it then.
Movie never really finds a fresh groove. Village Voice. Wait, she still works with Village Voice. I'm still confused with what Village Voice is. All right, so we fuck you, Laura Sinegra. First of all, we're not spending another moment on you. I do want to talk about how fast would you get off of that? Like how many red flags is enough for you when you're on a date with Kevin? Yeah, Kevin.
Village, also, just not to interrupt, Village Voice is an American news and culture paper, which basically covers, and I quote, or has, and I quote, award-winning coverage of culture, politics, and the street life of New York City since
Oh, fuck that.
1955.
Fuck her.
That was a good year for me. So red flags for Kevin's date. So Kevin and Denise.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're Denise, I mean, how many red flags does it take?
The car. Him coming up, not knowing how to drive the fucking car, makes me think he's like tweaked out or something, and I'm gonna be ODing with him shortly after. And granted, that's a personal choice on my end, but I just know that's where I'm headed.
Yeah, as soon as you get down the road a little bit, it's
It can't be that
goes
difficult to
back.
drive, right? Like, I mean, just ease in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a proficient stick shift guy, but I would think you could figure it out. I don't know.
The first time you,
At least by the way home.
first couple times you drive is gonna be fucking.
And it's not like there's really anywhere to go. You're probably not getting out of, first, second gear anywhere, so You're not really opening her up.
That's the first one. I mean, I guess you could probably get away with like, oh, well, I just got the car. I've never really driven a stick shift. So, okay, maybe you get past the first red flag.
Mm.
The next is not really being able to open the front door. It being a thing. Are you out there?
See, you're already wrong. How did their conversation start? I am looking for real estate here, and then I'm taking you to a
Real
house
estate.
I already own.
Correct.
The first red flag.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair point.
What do you mean you have a house? I thought you were looking at real estate.
Well, more.
Maybe more.
I mean,
you know.
to be fair, basketball players, all kinds of money. I mean,
That's
yeah,
fair. They do have money.
Whatever.
They should give me some.
Can't relate.
They should.
Yeah.
Email us at consequenceonline.yahoo.com. We will give you a place to put that money.
I'll let you make my buddy Jason pregnant.
Okay.
Once you go black, you're going to need a wheelchair, just so you know.
That's fine. I can get one with all that money.
A good one, too.
Good one. Probably electric.
Oh, yeah. No, I'd want a motorized one for
Ain't got to have no one push you around. Have some good brakes.
Yeah.
Just remember, if anybody asks.
You fell.
I fell?
Yeah. Remember that.
I need a top speed of 9 miles an hour, I think.
Okay. We can, look, it's your money, man.
I know.
You do whatever you want. Okay, so we go through. Can't drive the car. Can't open the door.
Mailing.
Mei Ling, which he literally like violently. You can't make that look casual, and she still stays.
Yeah.
And then the next.
He's
red
lucky
flag-
there was not an alarm system. They had the thing on the wall when they came in, but he's lucky that
Yeah.
nothing's armed. But
Then we have. This is a nice place. Yeah, dope.
this place dope.
Where's the wine? That would be in the kitchen, right?
I don't know where you keep the wine, Latrell.
That's not a dog. Who? yeah, who?
Me, I'm Latrell, and this is my house. It's my house, and I live in it.
The dog.
That's one fucking vicious ass dog.
I ain't got no damn dog.
All of a sudden, we have to leave because I got a phone call.
Yeah.
Wait, you're forgetting the portrait of the big black man.
You're right.
Big brolic black dude named Requise or
He
something.
said, didn't he say that was his personal trainer?
Personal
Yeah.
trainer. I want to look like him one day. Yeah.
You ever see Titanic?
Yeah, no, me either.
Yeah.
So I'm counting 10 flags there that
I mean-
she just rode right past. She
that's-
high-fived the red flags as she ran by like she was
It's-
running into a basketball
It's a
game.
few more flags than Six Flags, so maybe you just thought it was going to be more fun. Six Flags is fun if you're a roller coaster person.
It's fair. It's very fair.
That's a very high risk, high reward scenario that I'm just not willing to engage in.
I mean, most of life is.
Well, sure.
Yeah, I'm out on that date for sure.
Yep.
At what red flag were you dipping out? Is it the dog?
It's probably the
She
dog.
was about to.
Probably the dog.
I'm gonna.
She was like freaking out. The fact that she made any recovery after the dog was, yeah, unreal.
I'm out when he forcibly throws the little
Mei
Asian
Ling,
lady
yeah.
out because I'm like, what was that? Like, am I gonna die in here tonight? I'm out on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Also, Mailing should have called the police.
Well,
I'm surprised that wasn't something that happened.
But
the cops show
She
up.
can't speak English, though.
she might be illegal, though.
No, it's also fair.
So,
Anonymous tip.
Anonymous tip.
but they would still come in and she would be there.
Well,
I
no,
mean,
like
she
Mei Ling had
flees,
left
flees.
at that point, right? So just call it and be like, hey, like someone broke into this house or someone's like doing suspicious stuff. Can you check it out?
Except say that in Chinese.
I don't think I can do that without being unpleasant.
I mean, no, you have a good point though, because I mean, what's that Chappelle joke about? He's like, somebody broke into my house once. I didn't call the cops. He's like, because that's happened before. Like, the cops come in and like, he's still here. Spur some crack on him and move on.
Jeez.
Yeah.
At what point into Latrell and Marcus's date do you leave?
Do you run? Yeah, you couldn't scare Latrell off, could you?
No.
I mean,
Not even with
Christ.
like the toenails on the fucking table. Just
And also, think about this restaurant. Like the things that were ordered do not seem to line up with what a nicer place like this would serve.
It's all fancy. They got fucking onion rings. You're like, wait,
Ribs.
Yeah,
can I go to?
a bunch of sauerkraut.
Yeah, sauerkraut. Yeah, doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
Yeah, with that date though, so he gets in and he's like, "Oh, well, how's that little music?" And he clicks it on, and of course, it's
How did you know?
I'm not trying to be a dick here because again, we've covered this. It's a comedy movie. It's funny. That's all. It did its job. But how does he get it to come on? Is it on the radio that often, or did he bring a CD?
That's the thing. It had to have been a CD.
Right.
Because otherwise it wouldn't have autoplayed like that.
But then, yeah.
But
so,
what if it's the radio?
exactly. That's
Then
what
we
I
got
mean.
in at the perfect time.
But,
where
I mean,
the
maybe-
song-
Like, call it a station.
Maybe that's the joke. Is that it's so popular it plays a lot. I mean, that's in quite a few movies. That's always
Granted, that song
That's always
did play a lot.
that's always a running joke on like some songs. There's a the Chris Rock movie Head of State. The running joke in that one was every single time that the radio played or Chris Rock's character got into a car and turned it on, the radio was playing. The Jay-Z and Beyonce's 03 Bonnie and Clyde was playing like every single time, and that was the running joke because that song played a lot when it was out.
Right.
So
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it
I
should have
mean,
been in like
although-
the middle of the song or something,
mean-
if they were
Right.
trying to go for like a bit of realism. But
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, but then
My-
but then the radio station wouldn't be full of plot.
you're right.
you're right. Yeah, I mean, my wife leaves on a pop station for the dogs.
Your dogs hear the same 10 songs every hour.
Yeah, and when Stranger Things came out last summer, I swear to God that fucking the running up that hill.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
Dude, I swear to God, every day, I don't know how it lined up, every day when I came home from work, running up that, oh my God, I hear that and I get fucking furious. I hear that, I just start, my blood starts boiling.
Smash the radio.
I want to hit something.
Dogs
you know?
need a new playlist.
Yeah, I know. Goddamn
You better make
radio.
them.
Yeah.
Better turn it on like 107.5 or something. Make them.
Yeah.
You come home, your dog will fucking have guns in the cage. You're like, what the fuck?
All right.
Bella's twerking.
Gosh. The world don't need that.
That got odd real quick.
Scotty has fucking drugs. Like, what the fuck is going on
that
here?
fits his personality.
Guy's already
It's like,
on
what
drugs.
the fuck? Yeah. Just again with the believability factor, the dancing bit gets me every time because those would have to be some good ass wigs and not be all fucked up once they're done head spinning.
Yeah.
So just the believability factor with the whole thing. Hey, our friends are now a foot taller. They look hideous. They say the N-word and break dance now.
Neat.
Whatever.
Well, and they even called that out at the end. They're like, we liked you guys a lot more than them. It's like, yeah, because we're cool as shit.
Because I didn't rewatch this movie before coming here. Like, I've just seen it so many times.
Yeah.
I forgot about that scene where they're all in the fucking convertible and the 50 Cent song
Oh,
is playing.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh my god.
I was like, they don't know it. They don't know it, but they got the N-word pass.
Yeah.
That's the only
think-
reason they got away with it.
I think the exception on that is like if it's in a movie and you're getting paid to do it,
Right, right.
like it's there's exceptions. I guess.
I'm sure there's a rule set someone could write up of when it makes sense, but
Yeah. And apparently, even if you got paid to be blackface, unless you're Robert Downey Jr.,
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
well, in any situation, if you can
I mean,
be
Jimmy Kimmel.
be Robert Downey Jr.
The Jimmy Kimmel thing is what's hilarious to me. Like when he did blackface to be Karl Malone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, he's getting paid technically. I'm like, oh, I guess he wrote the sketch though. I don't know who wrote the sketch. I don't know. I don't remember how that story
Just
went. But
remember, you never go full
Just-
retard.
Never go full reach.
don't do that, and
Never go
don't-
full retard.
Don't go blackface either.
Yeah.
Especially don't do one while doing the other.
Go full retard while doing blackface.
Yeah, if you want to commit some commercial suicide, you can check like 6 boxes in about 30 seconds.
Go full retard while wearing blackface.
Be like
you
watching
are
fucking.
done.
Too much.
You should watch the show Crashing. There's a good episode there. she did deaf voice, and then he does the deaf voice. She's like, stop. Anyway.
Wait, is deaf voice frowned upon now? I hope not.
I mean, let's not go into that.
It used to be. I remember the first time I ever heard a deaf person. There was, where I grew up at, my parents' house, like down the street, there was this deaf lady. I didn't know she was deaf or whatever. She had a dog, and every now and then the dog would just like get out from the backyard and go running. And I'll never forget, and we can cut this part out, but I'm going to tell the story.
Okay.
The timestamp, I guess.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right. So, me and my friends, I was probably like 8 or 9, are playing in a court or whatever, and we see her dog like come running across like down the street towards us, and she comes running out, and all I hear is, we're just like, what? We're like, what is going on? She goes, comes over and fucking grabs the dog and just like, and we're all just like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And then we found out she was deaf. And we're like, oh, okay, that's how deaf people sound. Interesting. Huh.
Learn something new every day.
And then after that, every deaf person I heard sounded almost just like that.
It happens.
There's an episode of My Name is Earl where he has a deaf girlfriend. It's a whole thing.
Wow, that's a show I haven't thought about in
Dude,
like
that show's
10 years
great.
probably.
I love that show. Anyway. It will never not be funny when someone grabs someone's hair and pulls it as if it's going to be a wig and it does not come off. That makes me laugh every time I see something like that. Any movie where that's the joke. It's hilarious to watch women get their hair pulled and just...
Tyler's into some weird stuff.
That
We
just
know it-
makes me laugh a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
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 But no, that whole scene is kind of funny just because it's like, they can't fake these, pulls the tube top down. He's like, well, those are nice. And she's like mad for a second, but then she's like, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are nice.
Paid
He
good money
fucking
for 'em.
pull
Yeah.
when he pulls down the pants.
Yeah. And the one, she's like, covers dude's face. The people sitting over there. Anyway.
We don't care about the people sitting over there.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Content Crisis filmed in front of a live studio audience.
That's just our director and our producer.
Yeah, there's no laughs. That's how bad we're doing.
It's important to stay humble.
So, I think that about wraps us up. I mean, we talked about a lot. And I mean, yeah, closing comments, ending of the movie. I don't know.
This is a movie I'd probably watch at least like 6 times a year. It just always comes up. There's always somebody who hasn't seen it yet that I'm just more than ecstatic to watch them with.
Yeah.
And I annoy them by saying 70% of the lines as they are coming on the show.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a classic for me. I'll never get tired of watching it. And like you said, some of those lines get old. There's a little bit more gaps between some of them. But then, the move, bitch.
Yeah.
Hits every time. There's just a handful of those that I don't think will never ever stop being funny for me.
Yep.
To critique current day movie and TV scene, God, I hope they do not try to make a sequel or a remake to this fucking movie.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems like
They couldn't.
God,
There's no way.
they're doing fucking White Men Can't Jump. Leave it alone. What are you doing?
What?
They're doing Jack Harlow and some other dude.
Why?
I don't know. Because Hollywood can't come up with original ideas. Give me a call. I got a couple ideas for
That
you.
seems like such an odd one to even bother with.
I know. Woody Harrelson, Wesley Snipes, you gonna fuck with that? Fuck off.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Anyway.
You sounded very Jerry Seinfeld there for a second.
You can't remake White Men Can't Jump.
What's the deal with these remakes?
What's the deal with these white men jumping? They know they can't? Anyway, finish what you were saying.
Yes, I just hope they don't make a remake because it seems like everything's getting a fucking remake. Every movie we enjoyed as a younger child from the 2000s is just either getting remade or there's a sequel or like I could have lived without the last Bad Boys movie. And supposedly they're making another one after that and I'm like, please stop.
I think we
Fast and Furious needs to die.
Oh,
Yeah.
agreed.
But they keep making money. They're never gonna do it.
Yeah.
So that's not so much of like a bring back. That's just it never ended.
Yeah.
But just stop with the fucking remakes.
Yeah.
Let's get
I
some
know.
new
Let's get
ideas,
some new-
some new IPs going.
Yes.
Let's tell some new stories.
Yeah.
But what sucks even worse is like the new movies that are new, fresh ideas suck.
A lot of them. Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah. Well, they kept going with how. I mean, how many times they rebooted Halloween? Scream's back up and running. There's like 10 Friday the 13th, I think. I mean, it's insane.
There's not that many Friday the 13th in a year.
I know.
And how does it all of them fall around Halloween?
We were talking about trying to release Friday the 13th on only Friday the 13th, and it would have taken us
Like
7
20,
years.
28 or something. Yeah.
I think it was 7 years to get all the Friday the 13th out, so we quickly abandoned that one.
I was like, Tyler, I don't know if I can guarantee commitments like that right now.
Can I guarantee at least one podcast for the next 7 years?
Yeah, even this is already like dead and gone, and we're still like, oh, fuck, we gotta do Friday the 13th 9 in 2027. God damn it!
But that's like our family reunion kind of thing. Like
we're not even friends
everyone-
anymore.
Yeah, but
Everyone-
we still show up just to like angrily talk about Friday the 13th.
Everyone
movies.
flies in from different locations they move to just to
Yeah.
meet.
There's a movie. Yeah. All right. So that was good. That was fun. Laura Cinegra, burn in hell. Fuck you. And thank you for listening, watching, whatever. Emails at consequenceshotline@yahoo.com. Even you, Laura Cinegra. Let's fucking go. No, I'm just kidding.
You won't be able to understand what the fuck she types up.
Yeah, this is true.
We'll need a decoder. Decipher something or everything again.
We'll have a thesaurus on standby. No, subscribe to us, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening, watching. Bye.
Hey yo.